A luxury watch dealer who posted his flashy lifestyle on social media has come clean in a video titled, "I finally hit rock bottom, $5 million in debt."
All right, everybody, I think it's time I finally put out a video and address everything that's going on these last few days.
Anthony Ferrer built up his luxury watch brand, the Timepiece Gentleman, by leveraging the power of social media with his expensive watches. He even gave It's Daniel Mack a free Rolex as a thank you for being featured in his short. Behind the veil of his luxury watch brand stood an addict that couldn't resist taking money and spending it on his luxurious lifestyle.
It's eating me alive. You know, I drink every night just to be able to go to sleep.
Unfortunately for Anthony's clients, they're collectively out at least $5 million.
This message is meant for my clients that are directly involved. It's for the dealers that are involved.
There were unfortunately a lot of warning signs with what Anthony was doing. I received an email in November 2021 from an expert in the watch industry saying what Anthony is doing is raising red flags. One of the screenshots sent to me was Anthony explaining his buyback program, which we'll get to in a moment.
I can't hide from it any longer. I can't just avoid it. I have to, talk about it. I wanted to give it some time to kind of sink in.
Anthony gained a lot of attention in the watch community as he posted daily vlogs throughout 2022 of his lifestyle and running a luxury watch business.
Day 81 of a year in my life. Now today.
What he didn't show was the behavior trait that led him into this bind.
It's hard for someone like me to admit failure, to admit defeat, to admit that I'm an alcoholic, or I have a drug problem, or I have a gambling problem, or I have a spending problem, or I've wasted money on cocaine and hookers and nights out in Vegas and just dumb living this fake lifestyle to impress people that don't really care.
Actually, a lot of people care. Thanks to the subreddit, the TP Gentleman, they've been tracking Anthony's red flags for over a year. Despite the red flags, watch owners still gave Anthony their expensive timepieces hoping he'd sell them for top dollar. Instead, this happened.
I owe a lot of small people a collective $2 million for watches that I've sold. And, I can't take that back. I can't lie about it.
Anthony essentially admitted to grand theft since most of the watches he bought and sold were multiple thousands of dollars at a minimum.
About $3 million of that debt is to two big clients of mine. One who acted as an investor, and I used his money to fund my lifestyle.
I do, in fact, represent Anthony Ferrer and Timepiece Gentleman.
I'm sure Anthony's lawyer enjoyed this video as much as everyone else. That's pretty clear admittal of massive amounts of theft. I imagine there's a fraud charge in there as well. Anthony gained news traction when he allegedly signed a 2-year lease agreement to rent an LA penthouse for $95,000 per month.
I just rented the most ridiculous penthouse in all of California. It's about 20,000 square feet.
Damn.
3 stories.
That seemed to throw up the most red flags for those in the watch industry because they were claiming that the numbers didn't make sense.
27 is what it'll sell for, and then my 6% fee, you're looking at...
That gives you an idea on how much money he was making on each sale. His website claims that he takes a 5% cut on any watch sales over $10,000. In order to afford $100,000 a month living, just on rent and utilities, he'd need to be selling $2 million a month in watches. That's $48 million a year if you include taxes and other expenses.
By the way, it's been we did $32 million sloppily.
Clearly, the math doesn't check out and people began catching on. On top of that, he owned multiple luxury cars and went shopping for Lambos. He also blew money in Vegas.
The stuff I did was wrong. Spending people's money, living above my means, living this flex lifestyle, all that stuff was wrong.
If any of you are new to business or a veteran in the game and you need business funding, I am equity partners with a company that will help you acquire funding at 0%. It's a program I love because I've used and had success with it. Funding is available for you. Book a call now to see if the service is a good fit for you by clicking the link in the description. Back to the video. It appears that the Ponzi scheme he created quickly began toppling over this week. A client of Anthony's posted their phone call on TikTok this week.
I don't want someone to come in and relieve all my debt. I don't want someone to just wipe it away.
When this TikTok got posted, the subreddit was going wild since it started becoming clear that the Ponzi was unraveling. Then Anthony's videographer, the guy who followed him around every day and realistically probably spent thousands of hours around Anthony conducting business, released this video.
Were we aware that Anthony had debt? The short answer is yes, we knew he had some debt, but we were told that it was through various lenders, silent investors.
With every Ponzi, there's a moment where the fraudster finally loses control and can't rob any more Peters to pay Paul.
Life just hasn't been fun lately, like the message said, I've battled with demons, and I've let stuff get the best of me, and I've made a lot of bad decisions. I made a lot of dumb mistakes. I even lied in that message about a robbery, hoping to cover it up even more while I try to fix it.
Drama always surrounded Anthony as he kept up the facade that he was an 8-figure luxury watch dealer. As some speculated, the robbery was likely fake.
Probably still in a state of shock.
Asleep, however, initially, when all of a sudden he felt someone nudging him.
Being in this business, I've heard this story a million times. It was just the first time I've ever really lived it.
Think of how twisted you have to be in the brain to concoct a robbery that gains citywide news coverage, all to divert people's attention away from the red flags of your Ponzi scheme.
Dude, I was never robbed. Dude, I'm not that stupid. I'm smart and very good at what I do.
In case that wasn't clear, Anthony claims that he was never robbed. He's too smart to ever get robbed. He's so business savvy that he created a Ponzi scheme that humiliated himself, ruined his life, and will lead him to jail.
We got robbed in LA for about 10 watches, 3 of which are pretty big pieces. One was it was this sapphire bezel yellow gold Daytona that I had just recently purchased for myself.
There's been so much drama in his life that there could be a movie one day.
Movie with Mark Wahlberg. Now, here's one thing that people laughed at and said is unrealistic. But you know what? There's baby steps to getting to this. Now, the baby steps that I can think of is if I want Mark Wahlberg to do a movie about me, what do I have to do?
Anthony then explained how he would get Mark's attention by sending him a DM on Instagram every single day. He added that to his daily task list on his calendar, and people wonder why celebrities don't answer their DMs.
It's gotten to where just living this fake lifestyle, this look at me, I'm smart, I'm successful, keeping up the appearances.
There's a chance Mark could play him in a movie one day, a story about a former masseuse turned luxury watch dealer turned Ponzi schemer. This is an advertisement posted by a masseuse named Travis Baker who specializes in sensual and erotic massages for men in the Dallas area. If he looks like Anthony, that's because it is him. If any men in the Dallas area who received a rub and tug from Anthony are missing their watch, at least you now have a lead suspect. From rub and tug to rug pull.
I drink myself to sleep every night to be able to, just to get rid of the stress for a little bit.
He brought all of this on himself. Let's go back to the buyback program. It's a little blurry, but it's Anthony's Instagram post sharing the details. He states that he'll have up to 6 months to buy back a watch he sells if it goes up in value. This post indicated that he guaranteed a buyback in 6 months when the watch increased in value from $300,000 to $330,000. Obviously, this isn't sustainable and not a solid business model.
Because if I addressed something I did that didn't work, then to me that was admitting failure. And my ego was too big.
The truth will always reveal itself, especially if you're running a Ponzi, because it can't last forever.
I've always been that person that can talk my way out of stuff or through stuff. Financially, I've always been well off, not because I'm a trust fund baby or because I come from money. I just know how to make money. I know how to go get what I need.
He hasn't been too successful at evading the police, though. Here's his criminal history just in the Grayson County court system, and the subreddit has shown that he has 6 DUIs as well. One of the DUIs involved him being stopped in the middle of the highway, asleep at the wheel, then proceeded to call the police officer the N-word after he essentially saved his life.
It's my breaking point. This is a rock bottom for me. Like this, feeling like this is worse than sitting in a prison cell, which is where, I may end up. I don't know.
Yes, it is likely that he will end up in prison. He's admitting on video to committing felonies, he has a detailed criminal past, and his former massage clients were all in Dallas, so the chance that he could tug a judge so they could both get off is unlikely.
I don't expect any forgiveness, but...
The irony of this video being posted with police sirens in the back, they're coming after you, Anthony. On November 27, 2021, he released a vlog titled Day 27 $35,000 Watch Business Coaching Program. In the description, he typed, I have 4 spots open at $35,000 for the year. The next round of trainees will start at $50,000 in January. The third round will jump to $75,000 starting in March. The fourth round will be $100,000 starting in June 2022. Hopefully he didn't teach his coaching students how to start a Ponzi scheme, because that would probably add another charge to his rap sheet.
I'm not going to drink today. I'm not going to use any drugs today. And
he's going to need a clear mind for when he begins concocting a scheme for paying back his clients. I heard Billy McFarland is available for consulting. Thanks for watching.